Hi, welcome to the Friday devotion for moms and kids. We are going to be looking at the fact that God sees us, and we're looking at Psalms 14:2. I'm going to read it to you from my Bible. Psalms 14:2. The Lord looks down from heaven on the sons of men to see if there are any who understand, any who seek God. This verse tells us that the Lord sees us. He looks down from heaven to us. Now, we can't see heaven from the earth. We're here and we can look into the night sky and we can see stars. We can see lots of stars some nights when it's not too cloudy, but other nights it's hard to see stars. But we can't really see planets without having some type of telescope to help us. We can only see so far. But God does not see the same way that we see. God sees us. I'm going to show two examples that moms you can have conversations with your kids about to show that God sees differently than us. We see life like a line. I'm using this ruler to represent. So maybe in your life you can remember from birthday to birthday, or from one summer to the next summer, a favorite time at a friend's or a grandparent's house, something you did in a school year. You experience your life. You see your life on a daily basis in a line as it happens. You don't see what happens when you're 12 years old, then 8 years old, and then 16 years old, and then 2 years old, and then 40 years old, and then you know what I mean. We don't see life. We don't experience life that way. We see today. We see what's happening in real time as it happens. We have memories, but we don't see everything in life. We see each day as we live it. God sees differently. He sees more like a ball, a circle. So a line and a circle couldn't be more different, could they? A circle is more like God sees because God sees everything. He sees the whole. He sees all of mankind, and he sees each life. The whole story of your life, God already knows. From very beginning, things that you were too little to remember, to things way in the future, and every specific thing in between. So he does see us, even though we can't see him in the same way. And he cares about the whole of your life, every part. Now, there's another example to get this into our heads. Think about when we watch a movie. When we put a movie that we have never seen before, I'm not talking about one of your favorite movies that maybe you enjoy watching again and again, but one that you have never seen. When you put it in your DVD player, you watch it from the beginning all the way through the end. You don't jump around from the middle to the front to the end. It wouldn't make sense that way. You need to understand it by going through it, beginning to end. But God has already seen the story of your whole life. Remember, like a ball. So, when you think about a DVD and you put it in, when you've seen it before, maybe you go to that scene selection menu and you see all the little pictures from the beginning parts and from the middle parts and then the last ending parts. And you've seen it before, you see those pictures and you remember, oh yes, I know that part. Oh yes, I know how that ends. And you know that in each little scene, something is going on and you care about it and you remember, and it's part of the whole story. But if you've seen it before, the scene selection makes sense to you. If you haven't seen it before, you're watching it like a line. That's another example of how the way we see and the way God sees are different. Both things are real. Lines and circles are both real. The DVD, watching it all the way through, or looking at the scene selection, they're both real. God seeing us is very real, even though he sees differently than us. And we can't see him in the same way that he sees us. We know that he's there. And he's not just happening to find people. He is looking down from heaven on all people because he wants to see who understands that he is God, who is seeking God. And that's what we want. We want to be the ones who are seeking God. That's what we do when we study his word, when we talk about it, and when we pray to him. Talk more with a parent about this, and let's be ones who seek God. Here's to surrendered hearts. See you next time.